Hey guys, I'm doing a little bit of a harvest breeder bed refresh. My grow out bin is, I believe, to be mostly castings at this point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take about a third of it and sort through all the cocoons, wisps, worms, anything I find that I want to keep in the bedding, and take that out as much as possible. It's not dry. I'm not putting it through a sifter. I'm just literally going through bit by bit manually and pulling out whatever I can find. So let me show you what my breeder bin looks like and what my goal is. All right, so this is my breeder bin or my grow out bin. I took about a third of the material out and I'm going to refresh it with cardboard and a compost mix. My dolomite lime just came in, so I believe that's been part of my issue with this process. So I'm going to mix cardboard, dolomite lime, rabbit food, and compost manure from big box store and see how that goes. All right, this is my setup. My material I took out of that bin is right here. And I just put a piece of cardboard on my tailgate with a little flower pot to gather the worms and cocoons. And I have a chair here, which I'm just the right height to where I can sit down and my face would be in the little piles here. And I'm just manually going through this material to separate the worms and the cocoons. And I think there was a cocoon. I just saw one. There it is. Right there. So I'm just going through looking for cocoons like that, and I'm pulling them out and putting them into here with the worms. So you can see some worms and cocoons in here. And I'm finding a lot of wisps, so I think the cocoons have started to hatch from one of my grow out bins. So that's the plan, and let me get these sorted. All right guys, these are the worms I'm finding. This little guy is about 1/2 inch. My camera is pretty much right up on him right now. So I'm trying to pull out these guys as well as the cocoons you can see a little bit to the right of him. I'm finding quite a bit, so I think I've had a good hatch up to this point, but I want to get some fresh material in there with some lime to try to help them out a little bit. All right, I just separated all the worms and cocoons and put them into this flower pot. I haven't checked how many worms are in here, so let's see what it looks like. And it looks like there's too much compost in there for me to really tell. I did end up getting a bunch of worms and cocoons out of this, so I'm pretty happy with what I saw. It looked like most of them were the wisp or smaller worms, which is what I expected. Most of the adult worms I pulled out into a breeder bin to try to get some cocoons going. And I'm about to mix up some new fresh bedding with a little dolomite lime to regulate the pH. So I'll do that, and then we'll see what the new bedding looks like compared to the old bedding. All right, so this is the new bedding. It's a mixture of 50% cardboard, 50% compost and manure. This is the compost and manure I bought from Stein. So you can see that this is a little bit more broken down. And if I'd sift it, I'd probably have some pretty fine castings, but I'm not gonna sift it. I'm gonna use it just like this in my garden and in my potted plants. But this is what I start with. So all I need to do is add some lime and mix it up pretty good, and we'll put it back into the breeder bin. All right, so I think I'm going to add some more bedding tomorrow. I don't have quite enough from what I made up in that little tub. So this will be good. I'll start feeding on this side here, and then I'll probably do another sift here maybe next week and just gradually change out this whole side with fresh new bedding. So